Once upon a time, I had a dream to go to Japan. I've been doing Reiki since 1992. And when I first found out what the mountain was where Mikao Usui meditated for 21 days, I really wanted to go. I wanted to walk the same place. I wanted to breathe the same air. I wanted to be there. And somehow, through the magic of things, I managed it. And once wasn't enough. So I went back. Went first time in February of 2001, and I went back in September of 2001, so it wasn't long after 9/11. And since the world was looking a little shaky at the time, I thought, why don't I go to Kurama for 21 times? So I was in Japan for a month, and I went up to the mountain 22 times, because the day before I left, I missed going. And so Kurama became my favorite place, my favorite mountain. And so even though I live on another continent, I continued to come back every year to go see my friend, the mountain. Through this, there is nothing in the mountain on English, and everything was mystery. The mystery of what all the temples were dedicated to, the mystery of toilet slippers and what do you do in the, eating food. I'm not somebody from this culture, but there was something about the magic and the mystery of the place that just kept calling me back. And I love to learn things, and I love to share them. And so whenever I found anyone who looked like they might speak some English, and they looked like they could read signs, I would have them help me and read a few signs for me and explain a few things to me. And then I started being able to explain things to other people. I had a number of people who thought they were talking to me to practice their English, and they ended up learning a great deal about the mountain instead. So through all of that, and because I kept going back and doing it over again, I decided to go ahead and write a book. And so this has been a dream. 2001, it took about 5 years to really get this done. And now, finally, it's here, and we have my book. The picture on the cover here is the same one I have the print back there of. And that is the area called Osugi Gongen. And it is dedicated to this great tree that Usui would have sat and meditated in front of for 21 days. And the energy there is just sublime. So when I wrote this book, I really wrote it for a lot of reasons. I've actually hiked on this mountain, so this is now April 2007. I've actually hiked on this mountain 100 times, well, 101 times, because that's what I do when I'm over there. I spend a lot of time just going up and down the mountain. It is my home, it is my sacred place, it is the place I enjoy. And I've gotten to know the mountain from all these different perspectives, and I've put as much as I can in this book. This book is a great chance for people who just want to get see what the mountain is like, because it's full of pictures. And it's full of pictures. The conceit of the book is that you're starting at one side of the mountain and you're going to walk over to the other side, and the temple is the mountain. The mountain is considered to be sacred. So it's not like it's just going to one little building. You're covering the entire mountain. If you're just hiking, it's about a 4-hour hike. If you're actually stopping to see anything and spend some time and meditate, it's 6 or 7 hours. So it's a reasonable day hike. It's something you can do. And so I got to talk about what all the things are on the mountain, and I started investigating who all the different deities were on the mountain. And so there's a section here that talks about the deities. As a mountain temple, this place where Mikao Usui meditated for 21 days, a lot of people think, oh, you mean these buildings were here before Usui? This mountain celebrated its 700th anniversary as a temple before Christopher Columbus discovered America. This is a very ancient place. There are stories of martial artists having studied here. The person who started Aikido actually came and studied on Kurama for a while. There are stories of magical beings that practiced martial arts and taught the art of war. A lot of that connects into here too. The legend of Yoshitsune, who's one of the most famous samurai of all of Japanese history, lived here and learned martial arts on this mountain. There's also practical information about what to bring, what to wear, how to get there, and that kind of information about the mountain. There's information about, and my favorite thing I've done a lot of energy exercises. I got to write this book the way I did. I wanted to. So there's a lot of keynotes. And so keynotes are little energy exercises that you can do. And they're usually mentioned roughly where you want to. And then I have a whole section in the back that sort of describes them in more detail of how do you interact with a sacred place. And so not only is this really a book about Kurama, but this is also a book to give people some ideas about when you go to Sedona, when you go to Shasta, when you go to your favorite mountain in your own neighborhood, when you talk to your favorite tree, what can you do to communicate with it? How can you talk to it? what are some of the different things you can do. And I talk about how can you recognize a sacred place, what kind of exercises you can do. And so I had a great deal of fun with it, and I'm really happy it's finally here to share with all of you. Thank you.